joining us on the county edition this evening. We will be talking about the Lamu Cultural Festival shortly, but first, I'd like to take you on the ruling by the High Court in Nairobi. There's been a lot of debate on boundaries and the ruling by the court this afternoon. What's your take on that?
Well, this is an emotive issue about the boundaries, and we have to be very careful. If we indulge the courts and we indulge so many other selfish interests, then we're going to destroy the country. We have worked so hard to get a new constitution after 20 years, and here we are tempering with what is right. I don't believe that we can satisfy everybody, but at least something has to start somewhere. And I believe the formula used by the Legality Commission is the right formula. So I hope that we can be able to move on. As a nation, we don't need to delay the constitution. We need to move on and do the right things.
To members of parliament, why is the issue of boundaries so important? Why is it such a big deal?
Well, everybody is now focused on 2012. He's looking at not only winning the presidential, which is very hard, but controlling parliament. And that is the philosophy behind it. People want to have more constituencies in their regions, tribal regions, so that they can be able to run the legislature, and despite they have challenges in getting the presidency. I think that selfish interest is going to destroy this nation.
Coming to the issue of the Lamu Cultural Festival, of course in the background there we can see some of the activities the festival got underway today. How important is this festival to your ministry, the Ministry of Tourism?
Well, first of all, I'm the patron of the festival for the last 10 years. Today we're celebrating 10 years of this festival. This festival started as an economic ideology because tourism was down 10 years ago. Today, through my ministry and through the efforts of many other Kenyans, that tourism has regained by 20%, and Lamu is benefiting. And one of the reasons we have created this cultural festival is actually to profile the cultural heritage of Lamu. And that's why Lamu today is preserved as a World Heritage Site. That's why my ministry and me personally value different cultures. We do this in Kakamega, and we do the bullfighting festival. We do this in Loyongalani in Turkana. We do this in Masai land, and we do this here in Lamu. So we spread ourselves as much as we can to show our cultural values and heritage, and create a product that's called the cultural tourism. What is beauty about Lamu is the heritage itself, in terms of architecture, in terms of the island being restored as it was 350 years ago. So all these issues is good. This island is as old as 1,200 years old. So when you come here with no vehicles, so there's no carbon emissions, I believe this is a green island of heritage.
Well, Lamu, of course, has a lot to offer in terms of history, and a lot has been preserved here. But many argue that the tourism potential in this area has not been exploited. They argue that the road infrastructure is not good. The town is not yet on the national grid in terms of electricity. And even the airport, they say it's sort of substandard. Only small planes can land here, thereby limiting the number of visitors who come here. What then can be done to tap the potential of Lamu as a tourist destination?
First, this Lamu, we zoned it as a high-end destination. High-end means we want to attract specific numbers of visitors and not for mass tourism. Secondly, Lamu is a product which we call a cultural product, cultural tourism product. So we have to be very careful on the desires of many people who want to see the cultural product. But it's reality that there's no infrastructure here. I believe with the coming of the port, we can balance between cultural conservation and heritage and commercial activities. I hope that can be considered in a great deal, because it's going to destroy tourism. But more important thing, we need to do a big project like a port, so that we can be able to have an economic development, social economic development for our people. These people have been backward and a lot of poverty in this area, and nothing will change their lifestyle if we don't do a major economic project. I believe that we need infrastructure to be done even prior to the port. We need proper roads, we need electricity, we need housing for the people who are coming for the port. We need to designate where is the commercial area, rather of destroy the conservation that we have preserved all these years with one day a dream of commercialization.
You talk of the port of Lamu. How is that port expected to perhaps change the fortunes of this area?
It will be unfortunate that if the people of Lamu were not involved and engaged in the operationalization and ownership and the work at the port. Otherwise, they'll be just spectators and employees, and that will be disturbed. We have to make sure we engage the local communities here to participate in this great development for the country. A port will will be a national asset, but more important, let's be sensitive with the people's requirements and their agony so that they can participate and remove the poverty they have.
And perhaps just to wind up, Lamu has one natural resource in abundance,
yes.
That is water.
Yes.
But many people argue it's not being utilized properly. Perhaps there isn't a lot of transport being used in terms of water, maybe ferries, there are no water sports. What can be done to ensure that residents here benefit from this resource?
Lamu is situated in the corner south of the country. It's very far from Mombasa and the central part of Kenya, which is the capital. So it is important for us to spread our infrastructure development to Lamu so that we can utilize all resources, not only water. There is no water in Lamu. The small little resource is the dunes, which unfortunately people want to grab the dunes. But it is the only source of clean water. The water that is available here on the sea is for fishing, which is underutilized. The fishing programs are not effective, or the peasantry status, as well as motorways. We can use transport on these channels, but unfortunately they are done by the private sector or small little entrepreneurial individuals, but not proper commercial project which can be supported and subsidized by government. That has not taken effect.
All right. Well, thank you very much for finding time to join us on the NTV County Edition, and I hope you're staying for the cultural festival in Guru.
Well, I'm here till Sunday, and this is a great celebration. Today, now we are going for the official reception of the opening ceremony of the festival.
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you, Wazir. Now, the cultural event is just getting underway, and the beaches here are already flowing with humanity. The visitors having arrived from virtually every part of the world. The most outstanding features this far are donkeys and dams. NTV's Ferdinand Omondi took a ride on some of them.
Lamu Cultural Festival in association with Kenya Tourist Board.
What's that cliche?